What's going on, folks? Welcome to another episode of Day in the Life. It's your boy Skelz.
And it's your boy Bonnet Man Baje here. What's going on?
And today we got a special episode. We got a real estate agent here representing Mr. White. How's everything going, sir?
Everything good. How you doing? How you guys?
Good, man. Thanks for asking.
You're hanging in
Yes,
there.
sir.
Just to start off, like, where your location right now?
So I live in Coram, which is in Long Island, New York, East Long Island. My office is located in Hempstead, that's West Long Island, Nassau County. But I service all areas in New York: Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Manhattan. A little bit of Manhattan, not so much, but everything mostly Nassau County, Long Island.
Okay. And what's the atmosphere in Long Island right now?
On the real estate side, I mean, it's tough. I was saying before that it's like everyone is getting affected by the coronavirus thing. It's some people on different levels. So, for example, like guys who invested heavily in Airbnb, they're losing almost 100% of money because you get Airbnb sales from tourism. You know, people come into the city. They don't want to stay in a hotel in the city, so they stay somewhere in the Bronx where it's nice, but it's close enough. None of those people are taking trips because, one, trips were banned. And then at two, everyone's scared because of the coronavirus. So those people losing a lot of money, right? So we'll get into this later, but that's a big lesson on diversification because I know a lot of people who only did Airbnbs and now they're like stuck. So you got to have some Airbnb and some traditional rent, you know? But on the realtor side, in terms of work, even though they just made us technically, as of last week, we're considered essential. So we're allowed to work. It's still tough because the future's uncertain. So buyers are holding on to their money. They're like, we can wait. You know, they don't want to purchase that house. And that's not like buying an iPhone. It's a big decision. And then sellers, not only because they feel like there's a lack of buyers, they're pulling their house off the market because they're a little worried about the spread of the coronavirus. So they don't want people coming in the house. So I get it. And then a lot of people have been forward thinking and ambitious, and they do virtual tours, which is something I'm kind of on the fence about. Because if I can ask you right now, I think I'll know the answer. Would you buy a house without seeing it in person?
Nope.
Exactly. I wouldn't either. You want to see it, touch it, feel it, no matter how good it looks on the video. Some people are doing it and they're closing deals, so hats off to them. But there's a lot of buyers who are just not going to go for it. They rather wait till everything blows over and see the house in person. You know what I mean?
So what's the atmosphere like with your brokerage? I'm pretty sure you work with a brokerage. That's correct.
Yeah, of course. You have to
So,
work with a brokerage to be a licensed realtor.
Right. So what's the atmosphere like with your brokerage and other agents that you know?
Yeah, so brokerage-wise, they're basically giving us a lot of support. We do like a lot of Zoom meetings, just trying to stay everything in this like time. You have to stay active. You don't want to get into like a stagnant state, you know. So whether it's like calling past clients just to build relationships, keep relationship going. Other agents, I got a lot of realtors that I follow on Instagram and everything. Everyone's just trying to stay active. They're doing lives. You know, they're making sure that their clients who maybe not be ready right now still can see them because you know how it works: out of sight, out of mind. Then 6 months down the road, when they're ready, they kind of forgot about you. So you got to just kind of stay active, stay in the front line, let people hear you, see you. And that's pretty much it. A lot of people are avoiding going to the office and stuff, which I totally understand. You know, everyone's doing everything from home. But like I said, at the end of the day, closings happen every day. There's some people getting it done, you know, with the virtual tours and stuff. Like I said, I'm on the fence with that. And, you know, there's some people kind of just saying, I'll stay active in the meantime and then I'll wait, you know, until it blows over type thing.
All right. And you mentioned people don't really want to buy houses, etc. How do you think this will affect life moving forward once this is over? Like we're in post-corona. Like, what do you think the market's going to be like right after it ends?
Yeah, so it's tough. I mean, I can't predict the future, but I would say I think everyone's kind of waiting for that point where sellers get really impatient and they just start to lower the price of their homes. I don't think we're there yet. I think it's still a little early, even though you've been in the house all day, it kind of feels like forever, but it's only been like a month and a half, right? Or maybe 2 months tops. So I don't think we're there yet. If it keeps lasting a little longer, I think it'll get to that point. But on the other side, if there's no buyers and there's a lot of inventory, logically speaking, if you're a seller, you need to drop your price to be more appealing. So that's probably what's going to happen in the future if things continue. which is good for buyers when they come back
Right.
in the market next 6 months. Now maybe something that was, I don't know, 550 6 months ago is now maybe 5 or 480 or something. You know what I mean?
Makes sense. So good for buyers, but kind of bad for the sellers because now they're not going to get the same value that they were going to get pre-corona. Basically.
Exactly. That's what I suspected happened. Yeah.
Right. And obviously, if you see the stock market crashing, you know, the only other thing to crash would be the real estate market, just like how it did in 2008, potentially. So, like, for let's say me as a new real estate agent, if I was one, what advice would you give a new agent that's been thrown this curveball of the pandemic? Like, obviously, you've been in it for a while, so you kind of know the ends. You have clients that's already, you have a good rapport with them. What about somebody that's new? Like, what would you tell them, basically?
I would tell any new agent, like, what are we saying? Like, within a year, they just started, something like that?
Yeah. Basically.
I mean, okay, so within a year, I mean, a third of their career would be with the coronavirus because we're like 2 or 3 months. I would say that whatever clients they do have, they need to make sure they nurture them properly. Because a lot of people, the thing is, real estate's a transactional business. And then usually agents, after the transaction's done, you know, their clients never hear from them, which is the worst thing you could do. That's where you get referrals, right? So you want to keep the relationship going, whether it's a happy new year, happy birthday, a call every now and then. So whatever, I would say new agents, whatever clients you have now, just keep them informed. You be the market expert. Even if you're getting the information elsewhere, let them hear it from you. Because anything with sales is timing, right? Like I told this story the other day. I'm not a big cologne person. I have like one cologne, right? But when it gets low, then I'll go buy a new one. So if someone's trying to sell me cologne when I'm like halfway, I'm not going to buy it because the timing is not right for me. So it's the same thing with sales. So when the timing is right for those people, you want to know that they come back to you.
Right.
For the last 3 months, they've been hearing your voice. You've been calling them, checking up on them. They saw your videos on Instagram. So for new agents, that's what I would say. But like I said before, closings happen every day. You know, you can still get deals. I would say don't be pushy about it because the last thing you want is for clients to feel like you're insensitive. You know, you don't want people saying like, hey, do you know that we're in Corona time? Like, you don't want them to have to remind you. But, you know, get it out right away. Hey, I know everything's crazy right now with the Corona and everything. Just checking up to see how you're doing. And just let them talk. And then see what we get from there. You know, they might say, well, you know, I was considering put on the market, but I'm not sure. I don't know if we can do a virtual tour. What do you think? You know, then you be their expert. You know, that's pretty much it.
Okay. So my wife and I, we're getting ready to buy a house ourselves. Just applied for a mortgage, etc. Don't have a agent yet. Like, what advice do you have for potentially me, essentially, or anyone that's looking to buy a house once this blows over?
Well, are you pre-approved first or no?
Well, we just applied, so we're not really sure what we pre-approved for yet.
Okay, but you applied, put in your docs, everything. Gotcha. I mean, first thing I would say is get pre-approved. Buyers have like this thing where it's like they get excited and they just want to go see houses. It's a waste of time if you're not pre-approved before you see houses. And I get it. You watch the HGTVs, you go online on Zillow, you see some things. Like, I want to go see it. If you go with an agent that's going to show you houses when you're not pre-approved, it's either two things. One, they're probably new, so they just want to hurry up and get you as a client. Or two, they're probably just, you know, have nothing else to do and they're willing to waste their own time. Because I tell people all the time, and I lose some clients for it, but I be honest. I say, listen, it's a waste of time if you go get pre-approved. If you go look for houses before you get pre-approved. Now, it's one thing where it's like, all right, I send in my docs. I'm going to get the pre-approval letter next week. But there's buyers who have no intention of getting pre-approved, but they want to see 100 houses. I don't understand why. But sorry, long answer, short question. Back to your question, I would say first thing is get pre-approved. If you are ready, I would say you contact a couple agents or mortgage professionals, brokers, and the area you're looking in, just kind of ask them how they feel about the area in terms of pricing and see if there's been some change because you want to try to hit where you can get in, you know, at a lower price, so to speak. And that's pretty much it. And then just kind of watch the market yourself too. You look on Zillow and stuff like that, you'll see prices are dropping. Oh, this house was, 50 grand more a month ago. What's going on? And that's it. And then you strike when it's hot.
Yeah, I'm taking my notes as I go.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'll give you an analogy real quick about buyers and pre-approvals. It's one I thought of the other day. It's like you ever when you pour cereal, you obviously pour the cereal first, right? Then you pour the milk.
Some people.
Well, people who are sane. You got
Correct.
crazy people who do it.
Correct.
But regular people, you pour the cereal first. Now, if you pour the milk first, it doesn't really make any sense because you don't know how much cereal that you have.
Mm-hmm.
So you can pour a lot of milk and it's a little bit of cereal, or vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you go look for $800,000 homes and you realize, oh, you only pre-approved for 600,000. That you just wasted 2-3 weeks of your life or whatever time you spend. Yeah. And sometimes it's flipped. Sometimes you pre-approve for more than you think. But just get pre-approved first. I don't know why buyers do the opposite, but yeah.
They get too excited. That's why.
Yeah. That's what it is. They get excited.
So obviously now you're at the stage where you're just like you said, keeping in contact with your clients and stuff like that. But personally, like how are you dealing with the virus personally? Like, how are you and your family doing? What precautions are you guys taking? Are you staying in? Or are you trying to still venture out? Like, what's the atmosphere like in Long Island? First of all, I have no idea what's going on up there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little weird because it's like this thing is so invisible and silent. It's not like something it's not like criminals so like I go out to like, let's say like CVS, Walgreens, or to get groceries. Some people wear the mask, some people don't. Mm-hmm. The first couple of days I wore it, and like people who don't wear it look at you like funny. But the people who are wearing it are like, you're doing the right thing. It's just a little weird. Like you don't really know. Like should you be overly cautious? Because then I think that kind of plays on you mentally, and then you start to like think about it too much. Or it's like you don't be cautious at all, but then you could be taking risks. It's a little weird. But I think what people do a lot is, especially like today, nice days, they've been trying to get out. They're like going on walks, walking the dog. I see a lot of people running. I think that's good that people have time now to focus on physical activity, playing with the kids, even though it might not be safe to be around other people, but if you're with your immediate family and stuff, you're fine.
Gotcha.
So, being that, everything is pretty much viral and internet and social media, say, for example, someone's in Long Island, they just looked at this video. How would they be able to contact you?
So my biggest platform is Instagram. That's where I post like most of my content, 95% of my content. It's very simple. It's at Real Estate with Mo. That's MO. So at Real Estate with Mo, they can see everything. I have bunch of content there. I do a couple series on IGTV. One's called $1 Million Club, where I tour $1 Million homes in Long Island, and the other one is called Chopping It Up. Basically what we're doing now. I chop it up with a lot of real estate professionals. The last one I did was with a big mortgage broker. Then I did one with a house flipper. So yeah, Real Estate with Mo, Instagram. They can find me there.
Nice. Well,
I'm Real Estate with Mo on everything else as well. Twitter, Facebook.
Oh, nice.
But Instagram is where I have most of my content.
That's where everybody can go to get a visual of who you are, what you do, basically.
Exactly.
Makes sense. All right, bro. I just want to, on behalf of me and my and Skelz and my team, I just want to thank you for taking the time to come out and talk to us. I feel like, speaking to a real estate agent is definitely big. You definitely help out my man Skelz. So you can just send him your bill, whenever you're ready.
Send him the invoice. Yep.
Definitely.
Get pre-approved first. That's my number one advice. That's it.
You heard it here
first.
You heard it here first, fellas. And for all the people out there watching, please don't look at the banner behind him. Don't worry about that. But we're not gonna get into that. All right, Mo, man. Just thank you for coming out. Everybody has a story to tell. We're the ones here to share it. On behalf of myself, Bonnet Man Baje,
and Skelz.
This has been a day in the life. We out.
Thanks, guys.
Like, share, subscribe. You know how it goes.
Yo, me have to make some money. I me nah do nothing funny. Bully, but girl I run me tummy. Make some money. Me nah do nothing funny. Be a girl want me feel my body. Make some green cheese.